This video was sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. You've probably been hearing about this game a lot lately, and that's because Raid is the most ambitious RPG project of 2019, changing what it means to be a mobile game by being comparable with the biggest PC and console titles. And the best part? It's completely free. Having been downloaded and played by over 10 million players in less than 6 months, it's one of the hottest games in the world right now. I can rave about it all I want, but don't take my word for it. With almost 300,000 reviews, Raid has almost a perfect score on the Play Store. When it comes to a great RPG, Raid has it all. An amazing storyline, awesome 3D graphics, giant boss fights, PvP battles, which is my favorite part, and hundreds of champions to collect and customize. The game is growing immensely fast, which means there's plenty of new updates on the way, such as a tag team arena feature and even a new clan boss that you'll be able to fight with your clanmates. So what in the darn heck are you waiting for? Click my special link in the description and you will get 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of the new player program to start your journey. Thanks again to Raid for sponsoring this video, and I hope to see you in game. How's it going, everybody? Too Spooky here. And in this video today, we're going to be counting down 10 facts about Tomura Shigaraki. This video was suggested by these lovely people right here. It's been a little while since I've done an anime character fact video, or a My Hero Academia video for that matter, so I figured with the recent chapters focusing so heavily on Shigaraki, he would be the perfect topic to cover. So thank you all so much for that suggestion, beware of potential spoilers, and without further ado, let's begin. Number 1. Back in the physical release for Volume 2 of the My Hero Academia manga, Horikoshi mentioned that he found inexpressive hands insanely difficult and tedious to draw, and because of that, during the events of the first few volumes, he was basically on the verge of tears from drawing a certain character every week. While he never informed us who this character was, I think we can deduce that the character he was talking about must have been Shigaraki. It's gotta be Shigaraki, right? I mean, come on. Solely based on the sheer amount of inexpressive hands he's got all over his body. Personally, because Horikoshi was struggling so much with drawing these hands, I find it interesting that the symbol he uses to represent himself in Shonen Jump is 2 hands with a face. You'd think after getting so frustrated with drawing Shigaraki over and over, he'd want to pick literally anything else to represent himself, but maybe he ended up choosing those hands as a way to improve after that grueling experience. Number 2. When Horikoshi was first designing Shigaraki, the initial idea for his character design wasn't too far off from the final one, as both had that shaggy hair, basic clothing, and multiple hands covering his body, including his face. The main difference, however, would be the fact that Shigaraki was originally meant to have a much more sinister face, essentially having empty black sockets for his eyes and mouth. Ghostface looking motherfucker. In addition to that, his original name was meant to be Sazanka. Number 3. In addition to the previous fact, Shigaraki's appearance, his quirk, and to some extent even his backstory were based on the main character from the very first one-shot Horikoshi ever published. The story and character in question was Tenko, which he made all the way back in 2007. Tenko himself has long shaggy hair, which is the most notable physical feature that translates over to Shigaraki. But in terms of his quirk or power, Tenko had the ability to turn anything he touches with both of his hands into dust. Tenko was the only person in the story that had any sort of superhuman ability like this, but as we can tell with Shigaraki, Tenko's ability was given to him in the form of his quirk, Decay, which also allows him to turn anything he touches into dust. As far as their backstories go, which is a little bit of a spoiler, the main parallel would be that both of them accidentally killed family members with their ability. And the final inspiration comes from the name Tenko, as Shigaraki's actual name is Tenko Shimura. Number 4. So far, there have been 4 official character popularity polls for the series, and Shigaraki has placed in all 4 of them. In the first popularity poll, he came in 19th place. In the second popularity poll, he rose to 16th place. In the third popularity poll, he rose once again to 15th place. And in the fourth popularity poll, he fell all the way to 24th place. So it's fairly clear that throughout the majority of the series, he hasn't really been an excessively popular character. But with the most recent arc at the time of making this video, I think it's safe to say he'll be doing a little bit better than 24th place next time around. Number 5. An interesting thing to note about Shigaraki would be the fact that this man is apparently an absolute tank. For one, he was able to take a point-blank explosion from Bakugo back in the beginning of the series and come out unscathed. I mean, to be fair, when have explosions in anime done anything to begin with? But the point still stands that this man should have been burned at least a little bit from an attack like that. And then later in the series when he's up against Gigantomachia, which is basically the My Hero Academia counterpart to the Incredible Hulk if you weren't aware, Shigaraki was able to fight against him for over a month straight, only sleeping 3 hours every 2 days, all while taking head-on attacks from this behemoth in the process. Although Gigantomachia was revealed to be holding back later on, the point still stands that Shigaraki shouldn't be able to take so many hits with a lanky-ass body like that. Number 6! Speaking of his lanky body, Shigaraki's height is 5 feet 9 inches tall, or 175 centimeters tall. His weight, however, is unknown. Additionally, his hair color used to be naturally black, and the bluish gray hair color he has now is the result of his quirk awakening. Number 7. Shigaraki's birthday is April 4th. And as of making this video, he is 20 years old during the current arc of the story. Number 8. For this fact, we're going to be taking a look at Shigaraki's quirk, Decay. In general, it should be known to everybody watching this video that Decay allows Shigaraki to turn anything he touches with his hands or feet into dust. Like, honestly, if you didn't know that, what the heck are you doing here, dude? But with the most recent chapters, spoilers ahead, we learned that Shigaraki's quirk was actually heavily nerfed due to his childhood trauma. How exactly this caused his quirk to essentially hold back its abilities are unknown, but as we also saw with Twice throughout the arc, it appears mental illness of any kind can cause quirks to work differently, namely where quirks aren't able to reach their full potential if the user isn't mentally stable. In the case of Decay, this ability is actually able to spread. So before, we saw that Shigaraki was only able to disintegrate what he was touching directly. Now, after touching something, Decay is able to keep spreading and affect anything or anyone within the general vicinity. Except, Shigaraki can already spread this ability to the point of destroying an entire city in one fell swoop. So although this quirk originally seemed to be a powerful but limited one at the start, it's easily become one of the most deadly quirks in the most recent chapters. Number 9. When it comes to the My Hero Academia databook, we were given statistics for many of the characters, which also included Shigaraki. His power was rated 2 out of 5, which is considered D rank. His speed was rated 5 out of 5, which is considered an A rank. His technique was rated a 5 out of 5, which is considered an A rank. His intelligence was also rated a 5 out of 5, which is considered an A rank. And finally, his cooperativeness was rated a 2 out of 5, which is once again considered D rank. Now the moment that you've all been waiting for. Number 10. For the final fact, we're going to be getting into spoiler territory, so you've been warned. Within the latest arc of the My Hero Academia manga, we finally got a look at Shigaraki's past, and without going into too much detail, we learned the significance of the hands that Shigaraki wears all over his upper body. That significance being the fact that they are the hands of his various deceased family members, whom he both accidentally and purposely killed upon the awakening of his quirk. The hands he wears on his upper arms come from his grandfather, the hands he wears on his elbows come from his grandmother, the hands on his wrists are from his sister, the hands around his neck are from his mother, the hands on his shoulders and on his sides are actually from 2 other men that we saw him kill during the flashback, and finally the hand on his face is from his father. Additionally, Shigaraki accidentally used his quirk to destroy his father's other hand, so the hand on the back of his head was actually given to him by All For One, and this is where Tenko Shimura became Tomura Shigaraki. The main reason I bring all this up is because there's actually been multiple hints regarding the origins of these hands in the past, specifically the hand that belonged to Shigaraki's father. While many of his memories were repressed throughout the series, whenever Shigaraki interacted with the hand on his face, he always referred to it as father, and he would also get visibly upset if it were ever removed or possibly damaged. It's also interesting to note that his father's hand was the only one that survived the destruction against the Quirk Liberation Army Army or Meta Liberation Army, and is therefore now the only hand Shigaraki wears on his body at the current point in the story. So this entire time, the answer has been right in front of our faces. The hand he called father was actually his father! Another hint regarding this epiphany is something we mentioned in the previous fact. If you noticed, when we were going over each of Shigaraki's statistics, each of them had a specific letter grade. D, A, D, which spells out dad. So I guess the overall moral of this fact is that Shigaraki has major daddy issues. But there you have it, everybody, 10 facts about Tomura Shigaraki. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and learned something new. If you did, make sure to drop a like. While you're at it, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one, and comment what videos you would like to see next below. Follow me on Twitter at 2SpookyTube to keep up with the channel. Follow me on Twitch at 2Spookster to catch some streams. And I just wanted to quickly thank you guys for all the support. I recently got moved into a new place, which explains the severe lack of uploads. But now that I'm settled in, you can expect some great stuff coming up shortly. So thanks again for being patient. Without further ado, I thank you all so much for checking out this video today, and I'll see you all soon with the next one.